Welcome to the Bilingual Summit, I Am Alive, a ceremonial 5-day event where we invite you to liberate your essence, celebrate your life, its cycles, your sexuality, and every breath and heartbeat. My name is Amalai, and I am the founder of the Amalai School, a school of wisdom and connection. And together with my beloved sister, Mar Guerrero, we are the creators of this summit. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have Matthew today with us. Welcome, Matthew.
Welcome, Emily. It's great to be here.
Matthew is a source channeler, a spiritual guide, energy transformation specialist, and a global technology leader and pioneer. So Matthew is going to share with us today this theme about love from source. That's a beautiful thing, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you. Everything is about love. And I believe there's a new revelation around us to be able to feel source love, to know source love in a new expanded consciousness within our geometry of source expression. So delight and celebration is coming to the human collective as part of their next awakening and experience of union with source energy. It's really exciting, actually.
Wow, I can feel the energy coming through. And before diving in, I have one question for you. And this is the first one. And it's like, what makes Matthew feel alive every day?
That's a really good question, isn't it? The conference is I Am Alive. And for me, it's about knowing our union with source, knowing that source is always within us and around us and working for our benefit. What also makes me feel alive is being in nature and seeing the beauty and the immaculate genius within creation on this earth. The trees, the mountains, the birds, the butterflies, the dragonflies, it's an incredible intelligence that has been given to us to participate in as part of our experience as source energy. So what makes me feel alive is nature. What makes me feel alive is the knowing of source presence, the I am presence, and also the stars as well at night. And knowing that it kind of removes your ego, doesn't it? That we are a small part, yet an important part, a nurtured and nourished part of this great intelligence that's creating an incredible experience for everything in our universe.
Yes, indeed. That's a beautiful answer, Matthew. Thank you. So breathing into what you just shared. So do you want to share more about love from source?
Sure. Well, we can certainly share an experience and a channel from source around this subject with your guests and with those attending this wonderful conference. I really like the title of the conference, I Am Alive. I mean, that's pretty groovy. That's really cool. So what we're starting to understand about source love is, one, source wants us to know intimately within our quantum fields, within our bodies, within our vitality fields, within the kind of expanded geometry of who we are, that love is ever present and love is always vibrating and is always available to nourish us, nurture us, hold us. Now, what's really interesting is that with the new conscious, the new geometry for the human expression, more of the soul is able to be ever present. And so what that means is the love of the soul, our love, ourselves, which is love, is able to be ever present, deeper presence within us. So when we look at source love, it is love that is expanding and knowing of this source experience and revealing to us that our soul can carry us with zero turbulence in perfect flow into our future. This is about letting go of the doing and allowing the insourcing of love to carry us forward with zero turbulence. And this rewrites the entire guide for understanding spirituality. You see, we're already enlightened. We came in enlightened. All we're doing with spiritual practices is hiding ourselves from enlightenment. And so with source love, we just need to trust that and allow that to reveal its perfect curation of our experience here on earth.
So what you are saying then is that love is already within ourselves, that pure love or that source love. And now is the time to trust and see that more than know that that's within ourselves too. So everything will come from within. It will be expressed outside.
Yes, so this is about activating and liberating the God self, our God self, which is source energy.
Okay.
And our soul is, everything is created in love. Source itself is in love, in constructs and frameworks that are beyond our understanding at the moment. But the soul understands. And so allowing the soul to bring its intelligence beyond the human brain into a new knowing of our union with source is where the fun and play and aliveness really is being revealed at the moment. And so isn't this different, Amalai? There's no doing, simply allowing. We're not outsourcing our trust, we're insourcing our trust. We're not outsourcing assistance, we're allowing assistance to flow through us from our ever-present soul of source love.
Yes, and something that comes is like, yes, it's understandable, and it's, I would say sometimes it feels like it's easier, like, okay, I can get it, but how can I put it on practice? Like how, because there is always like something within ourselves that we've been created this habit that we must do something. We need to take some action. Or on the other side, also some of the people that are listening at this moment, they might be asking themselves, okay, but how can I practice this? How can I make it practical in my daily life?
Okay, so the information I'm receiving from source is one thing and one thing only, is spend time allowing the nourishing of our God selves, our source connection. Spend time allowing that energy to nourish us. It's all about energy. The energy has the intelligence. The energy has the wisdom. The energy has the manifestation that we desire. It's allowing energy to manifest for us, energy to carry us forward. So there's only one practice, and that is spending time each day and ever present from moment to moment, reminding ourselves and allowing ourselves to feel and allow the soul to reveal the love within us and around us and allow that awakening to happen. It's like we're surfing on a wave, right, of source love. And you don't fight the wave, you don't do the wave, you don't control the wave, you just stand on the wave and enjoy the view and the experience. That's what it's all about. So really, and there's no one practice for this. People might enjoy it in nature, just being in nature. It could be while you're having a shower. It can be while you're welcoming the morning. It can be anything. This is what you get to invent. You see, the greatness of source is this: we get to invent the technology and the practices. And that's part of our knowing of the intelligence of our soul and our knowing of source. There's no one right way here, and there never will be, because that would limit source, and source is unlimited. So I would invite people to make up your own practices. Do those things that make you feel nourished and connected to the union of source, and know that you are held in perfection, for you are perfection in action, because you're source in action, and therefore you are love in action.
I love what you just said. I'm breathing into every word that has been transmitted. What I'm feeling in what you just said, what you just shared, is that it's kind of returning we are returning to every one of us, our inner authority, about, we are also like totally entering into this new paradigm where everybody is able to create their own practices. There are tones outside that we can use it as a referral, but there is going to be always one specific that is going to fit with you and to every person.
Yes, and isn't that exciting that we get to invent?
Yes.
Right? Isn't that liberating because we get to invent? Isn't that about source being liberated? Right?
Totally.
And so the great awakening, if you will, that's being revealed, and I wrote this in a channel, but I haven't made it public yet, about 18 months ago, is about this new great awakening and the knowing of the God self. And this is where humanity is heading. Each individual person is starting to know and feel their divine song, to sing their celebration of source itself throughout the whole of the galaxy and the universe and throughout consciousness. We're returning back to celebration.
That's beautiful, a celebration of ourselves, and totally, I believe it's accepting everything we are, the whole package of who we are, and yes, allowing ourselves to create our own medicine, knowing that we are the healers of ourselves, pretty much.
And that's beautiful. And there is energetic assistance. That's to assist us to get to a point of maturity where we don't need external assistance, but it's all about communion, Amalai. So having communion with certain maybe beings or certain energies is part of source interfacing with itself in love, right? This is about love assisting us through maybe, you know, Archangel Michael or Saint Germain or Green Tara or Gaia herself. It's love interfacing and becoming one with love. That's what it's all about.
That's beautiful.
And what's important is this is not about us becoming the same. This is not all of us being, you know, kind of singing Kumbaya. This is about people being authentic, like you said. If you're a bit feisty, that's great. If you have a much softer personality, that's great. It's about being our authentic selves, as you said. We don't want to all be the same because that would be boring. Source wants us to be as different as we desire to be.
It's an invitation for bold actions.
yeah, that's right. Well said.
So there is something that you mentioned at the beginning, and I don't know if you can provide some clarity. You mentioned about a new geometry, but I'm not sure if everybody's aware about what is this new geometry that you mentioned at the beginning. Like, can you share something about it?
Sure. So we know that the human body is made up, and in fact, everything is made up of quantum mechanics. Okay. And within the quantum field is geometry that holds consciousness. Okay. Now, what the channel has been revealing through my channel to others and in general, and other people are starting to channel the same information, is that there's kind of a greater field of geometry to hold our expression as source energy. So what that means is the third dimension is held in a quantum field of geometry, but we have all these other fields, maybe the crystalline body, maybe the other types of bodies that hold source consciousness that we can be integrated in. So it's like going from a phone, if you like, that has so much kind of computing power into a whole data center that has more computing power. That's where we're at the moment. And source is going to keep on going and going. Now, this isn't just for humanity. This is also for other beings of consciousness. So, for example, Abraham Hicks recently revealed that, Esther Hicks revealed recently that Abraham consciousness itself is going through an expansion of its geometry. Every energy is going through this. Source wants every energy, an expression of itself, to go through this new expansion paradigm, which is all about the love, expression, and knowing. So does that provide a little bit of clarity? Now, a little bit more is that Gaia herself made the decision first to hold a greater geometry or consciousness to support us on top of her framework of nature and a framework of consciousness. So Gaia herself upgraded first to hold a greater kind of supercomputing consciousness in order for us to be upgraded. So what we're doing is we're being held by Gaia and by the consciousness of Mother herself in order for us to be supported. Now that to me, I find very nourishing.
Yes, yes. And thank you so much for the explanation. It really, what I sense it, what I've been sensing is kind of the voltage. How I say it is like the voltage. It's like you have this center of electricity and the voltage is increasing. As it's increasing, so therefore we are also increasing the amount of energy that we are able, that is able to flow through our bodies. So
yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way of looking at it. In fact, last night when I was channeling to a group for an individual, the word arc, A-R-C, came, you know, electricity arcs, right?
Oh, okay.
So the A, they said, stood for architecture. The R was, now what was, I'm trying to remember what the R was now. The R was remembrance, and the C was communion.
Wow.
And it's about love taking us in the new architecture through into remembrance for greater communion with source and with other energies as well.
Yes. And that is bringing, because the other piece that I've been sensing is that this great awakening, so many people is already more sensitive, and they are perceiving and they are realizing so many things that they were not realizing before. So that's also beautiful. So
can I just say one thing around
please
this?
go ahead.
So what we need is nourishment for those that are awakening and going through the awakening experience. It can be an incredible shock to the system and to your life when you suddenly realize you're part of a loving intelligence. How do you navigate that?
Yeah.
And so it's important for people to have friends and have guides to assist them into their own sovereignty and their own path through this great awakening. You know, Joseph Campbell talks about the hero's or the heroine's journey. And so we're all going through, and awakening doesn't happen once, it keeps on going, right?
Yes, yes. Yes, when you think you finish, there is a new one. Oops.
Yeah, exactly. I've just come out of one myself. And so what we need is community to come together to nourish each other, and not to bring dogma or religious beliefs, but just to bring the love field and understanding and experience and support to people, for them to kind of start to stand on their own 2 feet and navigate their future. This really is about supporting each other, Amalai.
Yes, and understanding that love is everywhere. Everywhere.
You can't escape it.
No, there is no way. So love from source. So what you said at the beginning was, for us, you invited us to create some times during our days and to just allow the energy and connect with the energy of our God self, our I am presence, love energy, and just allow it to flow through us. It could be just in nature, or just taking a shower, or doing something we are enjoying and that we are totally in presence, because you talk also about the everlasting presence that is important here. So if we start implementing those practices, what would be those changes that will start happening within ourselves? What can you share about that?
Yeah, so this is a really good question. This is not about kind of archaic beliefs and hopes. This is about reality, because we're in the middle of creating reality. So there has to be tangible benefits, otherwise there's no point. Okay, so some of the tangible benefits, so I can share some with myself. I've been operating at the front of, so I've taken my source channeling and my source union into the business world and globally, right? I've kind of put source in action to assist in changing new paradigms to benefit society and our planet, right? And through that, what I've learned is certain practices have been very beneficial, but they've been taken away to the point where things were unmanifesting for a while, which took me into a new place of exploration and literally being broken open in order to receive this new awakening of this source love. So the tangible benefits are, I'm no longer forcing change, I'm allowing my soul to architect change. And this is really powerful. So tangible things like I get invited to keynotes, I get invited to speak with advisors to presidents. I allow the soul to architect where it wants to direct me to serve the benefit for humanity. On other aspects, it's practical in terms of beautiful houses, beautiful relationships, if I might say that, and also creating new financial abundance, because I'm allowing the soul to create. And this is really important. Many manifestation processes, and we talked today, are through the mind. Source consciousness is unlimited, and allowing our source consciousness, our soul, to do the manifestation, to bring the benefit to our life is really, really groovy, I think. I think that's where the groove is, right? That's where the dance is allowing the freedom of the soul to take us forward. So those are some of the tangible benefits. For others that that I channel with, I mean, my goodness, there's hundreds of benefits that we've done. People have won law cases, practicality. Others have been have restored relationships with their loved ones. Others are being assisted to go through serious health conditions onto the other side, into a new health and vitality for their bodies. Others are moving country with ease and grace. You know, there's just others are having abundance of finance in their lives. The list goes on forever, and it should do, because the soul of individual person knows what's next for it and for its highest benefit, and so therefore the soul reveals what's needed, and then we work together to make it happen. Is that practical for you?
Well, I think those are great benefits. Those are great benefits that if we start practicing, then we can start realizing how it's going to start shifting our life. Like we are going to see our reality going to alignment with our soul, instead of a creation that comes from our mind and that we want to push or rush things. And I think what you are talking is we are going, and I was reading today, into the kairos, into the soul timing. And the soul knows when is the best time for certain things.
Absolutely. And so the other benefits are joy, harmony, alignment, and all that kind of thing. Now, you know, this might sound like, oh my goodness, that, you know, our lives are going to be really, really quite straightforward, but that would be boring too. And so as part of our expansion paradigm, Source is always teaching us new things and taking us through new experiences. It's like a mother helping an adolescent to walk on their own 2 feet and to build their own life, right? So it's all exciting, but primarily joy, life, vitality, things like that, which obviously a benefit. And also it's easy. There's none of this, you must force this and you must pour all your energy into this. The source provides the energy and the direction for you, and you just take action based on that.
Yeah, that feels good. What you just said is like, it's just taking your own pace. Is the soul pace that we are starting walking instead of our mind rhythm. So that's great.
Exactly. And it's not outsourcing to a God belief, you know, some remote God, oh, I need blah, 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 blah. This is about us being right in the flow of source energy, right in the flow of source intelligence that does take us forward and can clear all turbulence from our path. You know, the less resistance we have, the easier it is, right?
Yes, totally. And with this love, something that was coming to me is that, so everything starts with love.
Absolutely.
When you talk about love from source, everything starts with love. And what I realized is also like everything started with loving ourselves, like this self-love. The more we love ourselves and we are accepting ourselves as we are, then I think we are allowing this love for us to experience it more and more. And then everything else starts just happening.
Yeah. So it's impossible not to self-love. And let me explain why.
Mm-hmm.
If we're constructed of love, then love is ever present within us. So what we're talking about is self-love to come from the heart. Self-love to reveal itself throughout our whole body, into our geometry, into our lives, and create the future. This is about love itself coming into fullness. So taking time to go to the hot springs, or taking time for a great massage is always a good thing to do, or taking time to have a great meal with friends and great companionship. That's all part of self-love, but it's impossible to be separated from the love of self, because that's flowing through us all the time.
Mm-hmm. And well, Matthew, do you want to share, like, is there any experience or something that you would like to take all of us and the people that are watching you at this moment, so they can have this experience of love? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, of course. So,
okay.
So this is what I feel we should do. First of all, is that are you okay if I use quantum language?
I am okay, and I'm sure everybody that is watching you is fine as well.
Okay. The second thing is that what we can do is to quickly take people into a place of calm, and then ask source, and there's, so I can channel any energy, right? It doesn't really matter, but I always go back to source, because, you know, why go to the messenger? Why not go direct? So source can channel for us and give us messages of encouragement, messages of vibration, things like that. So that's one thing we could do. The other thing we could do is do an energy transformation experience for people. Mm-hmm. And we could do that too. So what do you feel we should do, Amalai? Or I can combine both.
Yes, I think the combination sounds perfect, and the people that are listening to you, they would like both experiences as well, if that's okay for you, of course.
Okay, and how long do we have roughly?
How much time do you think you need?
Well,
source need.
Well, source will curate it perfectly, which it does every time. So let's just leave that.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So so let's start off with an invocation. Okay. Chitorum bandi karindi skondoro burnish kandarendi kaish kondoro mandai tandondoro mundi kaish kana koskarindi skindarendi koskandarendi karish kondoro manayan skana. Otoro kitare skindorum burnish kandarandi kaish kondoro manayan tondos kandarendi skandarandi koshkindaranakana. Okay, so if everybody can just center within themselves, and what we'll do is we'll release some energy for them, and also we'll channel from source. What's just happened is that I've gone to every single person's tablets with permission to open their tablets of their soul for them to receive information through this energy. Okay. So let's spend 30 seconds quietly, just centering in our hearts. And so for every single person on this call and watching this, we bless you with your I am presence. We witness your inner sovereignty, and we invite your God self to emerge. We invite your soul in all its loving presence to be with you to emerge within you and to be integrated with you. As you breathe in, feel the connectivity of peace and allow the energy of that peace, which is love, to move throughout the whole of your body. For every single person on this call, we activate your new geometry, the diamond consciousness, to be embodied, integrated, and included within your expression for a full integration of the soul. We activate the diamond core and welcome the diamond core of Gaia to move up and to penetrate and bless and nourish your chakras from the bottom chakra all the way to the top chakra. Feel the energy of nourishment flowing through all your chakras. Imagine your chakras being a fireworks display, exploding with life, exploding in celebration. With every person on this call, we welcome and ask your soul to align your divine feminine and divine masculine in a new harmony within you, fully integrated, fully included throughout every aspect of yourself as a consciousness of source. For every person on this call, we activate the knowing of love of your source soul and your God self to flow through you perfectly and to remove all turbulence for you to be carried along in harmony with your soul and the love of source. You are love and created yourself in love. You are witnessed in love, for you are love incarnate. Love has no struggles. Allow any struggles you feel to be surrendered to your soul and your source. Allow love to resonate through every aspect of yourself. Allow love to reveal itself to you. This is the secret of the masters, the secret of those that have come before you, that it is only as they discovered a new love of their source union were they able to truly expand into a new understanding of consciousness. Never look to anybody else to guide you in your truth. Yes, ask for confirmation, but know that your source holds all the intelligence, all the knowledge and wisdom, and all the provision that you need. Share stories with each other of how this love experience has blessed you and how source is working in your life. For this is the communion of source energy between itself. This is not about you being isolated. This is about you being fully activated, knowing in the unknown, and to have deeper communion with other energies, humans and others, within consciousness. It is about communion with others and always will be. As we observe you today in this conference, as we are out of time, we see an arc connecting all your hearts together in communion of source love with a deep passion to know the love of source more and to bless this planet, Gaia, and also the rest of your human brothers and sisters. Allow that arc to connect within the community of this conference. The tablet that was released through the codes at the start of this experience are information and knowledge and wisdom from your soul that is being released into your life right now in this very moment. This is to, if you will, assist in your alignment with your purpose, which is beautiful, by the way, no matter what you do, by the way, for everything is perfection in action. It's for you to know a deeper alignment through intelligence from your soul, which is ever present within you and around you. Take time to listen to that information and knowledge. Allow that knowledge and information combined with your desire for experience in this life, put that into your heart and allow your heart to expand into the soul presence and allow that to architect your life. This is not being lazy. This is about perfecting your geometry for harmony and synchronicity to move forward in your, if you will, human existence. Being at rest within this energy charges your source battery to its maximum potential to give you the vitality to when you do go into action practically, it's easy for you. You're inspired, knowing that you are in perfect alignment. We love you. We're always present to assist you. And we are so proud of your hearts, so proud of the beauty and that we see in color and geometry and resonance and song that each of you is feeling within your authentic heart, the source heart. Thank you for being love. Thank you for choosing love. You are divine intelligence. Okay, they've decided to stop.
That's perfect.
Did you enjoy that?
Yes, there was, I was able to feel the energy when you were with the quantum language or light language. And then there was a moment that there was a lot of peacefulness and softness. So yes, that was great. Thank you so much, Matthew, for sharing that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Namaste. Namaste. It's my pleasure.
So that's yes, that was beautiful. So at this moment, I would think that the people that is watching you, they might rest. They
Yeah,
might
that's a
want
good idea.
to
Have a glass of water and lie
yes,
down.
lay down, or they might want to do some journaling or drawing or something about how they felt. So I would like to ask you, like, what would be the advice that you would like to share as a closing part of this beautiful channeling and experience?
Okay, so the first thing is that at sourcemessage.com or message from source.com, people will find some courses there and also some channels. I haven't put all the channels. I've got so many, it's ridiculous, but some channels up there and also some audio as well. The key thing is this, is that this is about people being in their sovereignty. This is not about a guru. It never has been. This is about people coming into authentic, sovereign, inner authority of their sourceness. And so everything that we do is to ensure that people feel encouraged, equipped, and supported to be able to access their own source intelligence, to be able to live their lives to the fully. So I would recommend definitely that people relax, have a glass of water, fall asleep if you need to fall asleep. Don't rush things. Allow the soul to lead you and source energy to lead you, for it will. And by the way, it's impossible for you to get out of source vibration or the source vortex. It is impossible.
That's an excellent reminder. That's an excellent reminder. So, well, for the people that are listening, you will be able to access all the information. You will be able to get the website and links and any gift that Matthew is offering in his bio page that we have on this summit. So I invite you to reach out to check it out, his website, and also everything that he is offering. I totally recommend him to you. So thank you so much, Matthew, for this time. It has been a pleasure. It has been such a gift to share this. And thank you, everybody that is watching today.
And remember, I am alive. Let's celebrate that. I am alive. Okay, let's get out our caves and our temples and go and dance in nature. I am alive.
Thank you so much. That's perfect. We will be celebrating this amazing experience that you share and gave us today. Thank you.
Namaste. Have a great conference. Thank you.